So, Bison Bank is a Portuguese-based bank. It's under the Portuguese law, although it was acquired by a Chinese group based in Hong Kong in 2018. It's an investment bank specialized in investment banking for the clients. It's headquartered in Lisbon, in Europe and Portugal, and with a strong liaison and a strong connection with Hong Kong and with mainland China because of the shareholder of the bank. This is our board of directors. It's a multidisciplinary, multinationality board. We have the chair lady, which comes from China. She was working for most of her career with ING Group, the Netherlands-based bank, as well as the vice chairman Evert Rock, which is Dutch and also comes from ING Group. Then the executive board members, we have our CEO, which comes from Hong Kong and has a vast experience working in Bank of China in the Hong Kong branch, and also the other three Portuguese executive members. We try to look at the services that we provide to the clients with an holistic view and an holistic approach, trying to be very flexible and find the best solutions for the clients in whatever needs the clients have. If we cannot, supply those services in the bank, we will look for partners, and we will look for other companies and other banks that can help us in providing the client with all the services that the client needs. We, of course, are very keen on being transparent and being there for the client. So once again, the major points of our client management approach, we look at all financial solutions for the clients in a holistic way. We try to tailor it to the client's needs, being very flexible. We have a strong and experienced team across the board in all of the bank's departments, being from compliance to operations to investment banking to wealth management. Everybody is really experienced. We really put together a good number of experienced people that can add value to the services that we provide to the clients. And of course, the tie that we have with the group in Hong Kong also provides us with some expertise in products or services that come out of Asia, and therefore we think we can achieve a higher level of diversification for our clients' portfolios and investment banking services. This is a brief overview of how we see the wealth management service for the clients. We aim to provide a comprehensive advice. We want to provide also a complete investment planning for the client situation, and after all, at the end, with an expertise in asset allocation, we try to get the best tailored solution to the clients' needs and to whatever objectives they have, always taking into consideration the risk level that the clients would like to take when they do their investments. In terms of the more of the banking services, the regular services, we have what we call a Bison premium account, and we offer remote account opening. So you don't need to come to Portugal to open an account with us. We have a remote account opening process. We also have a mobile app access. So the client, the first stage of the process to get the golden visa can be done without the need to come to Portugal. We also have a dedicated client manager for each of the clients, of course, and all of our client managers, they speak Portuguese, English, and in this case, Chinese Mandarin. because of our ties to Hong Kong and Asia. We offer a multi-currency account. Therefore, you don't always need to exchange whatever currency you have into euros. We offer in Hong Kong dollars, in euros, in US dollars, even in renminbis. And therefore, it's a very versatile account. The main services that the bank provides to our high net worth individuals and our individual clients, we offer the full range of investment banking services, going from brokerage to DPM to investment advisory to retirement savings plans. We, of course, offer the access to the Asian market. We have a full range of third-party funds with a distribution partner that we have a partnership with, and we also have associated a good number of asset managers that are specialized in venture capital funds, and these are eligible for the Golden Visa, and these are the ones that I will be talking also in my presentation. Although I don't have a vast presentation of Portugal and the country in what respects its attractivity for the selection of Portugal for a Golden Visa, what I may say, and I think it's fairly commonly known, Portugal is one of the best tourism targets in Europe and destinations. It's been receiving several awards in the last few years after a good range of investment done by the private sector and the public sector during the last 10 years, and therefore it's become a very good destination for tourism. Of course, now it's a little bit a point of concern given that the weight that the tourism sector gained in our GDP, and of course with this COVID situation and the closing of the borders, and still people being afraid to travel and to come to Portugal, of course we will get hit a little bit more this year than other countries in Europe, the same level as Greece and Spain and Italy, for example. Anyway, I think once this pandemic is over and people start to regain confidence to travel and to visit other countries, we will get back to the way it was last year. And Portugal is also one of the safest countries in the world, in Europe, with the Golden Visa, and after getting residence permit. So our Golden Visa is an immigration program that already has a few years. We were one of the first countries in Europe to start adopting this program. It enables third country nationals to obtain a temporary residence permit through an investment activity in Portugal. And after 5 years, whoever applies for the Golden Visa and receives it, after 5 years, they can apply for permanent residence and even for Portuguese nationality. And with the Portuguese nationality, you gain access also as comparable to the other countries presented in this workshop. You gain access to one of the best passports in the world, with access without a visa to a vast majority of countries around the world, and also with the same entry capability in the US and Canada, as for example Andres mentioned with regards to Malta. Portugal has a fairly well recognized health system, and this is probably the main factor that differentiated Portugal from Spain and Italy in treating this COVID crisis. As it's commonly known, there were some problems in Spain and in Italy because basically hospitals got full and there was no capacity to respond to all the sick people. That didn't happen in Portugal, although we are at the moment one of the top countries in Europe with respect to to cases or positive cases. This is why we are the country in Europe that more tests does, and therefore, if you do more tests, of course, you're gonna find more people. Anyway, for a country of 10 million people, since the beginning of the pandemic, it's unfortunate, but only 1,600 people died in Portugal, compared with much higher numbers in Spain, Italy, Belgium, Sweden, you name it. So we feel that we are getting back to normal. We also experienced a shutdown. We are now reopening slowly the economy, of course, with different rules. So if you go to a restaurant, you have more spacing between the tables. If you go to the beach, you have to obey a distance between towels and between umbrellas. There are signals at the beach, at the entrance of the beach, if the beach is already too crowded for people not to go in. So many measures have been adopted in the last two months to try and return people back to normal without running the risk of having a second wave and a second peak in the number of cases. One other important aspect for getting a golden visa in Portugal for the residency is that you only have to stay 7 days in Portugal per year to get the residency. So you don't have to spend too much time here. If you want to, of course, you are more than welcome to. But if you don't, you only have to stay 7 days per year. Portugal, with respect to relocate the families, of course, the golden visa is also available and is extended to the family members, even to the parents. And if you decide to relocate, to reside, to work, or to study, Portugal has done a good number of developments during the past 3 decades. We are one of the most digitalized countries in Europe. We have a very high quality network level for internet and for mobile communications. We have excellent speeds and good coverage all over the country. We also, as I mentioned, have a very good health system, and also some very nice and good quality universities and schools with a very high number of international schools. For this is basically, this slide shows that the several number of ways that you can apply for a golden visa in Portugal. I will be talking about the 2 first ones, but as you can see there, you still have other options. Of course, the first one that initiated this program, as in many other countries, it's the acquisition of a real estate property, and these are the third and the fourth row. With the limit right now, it's the €500,000 of the acquisition of a property to get access to the golden visa. And then we also have more economic oriented measures and for the golden visa, which are the 4 bottom ones, with setting up a company in Portugal, with the creation of job positions, investing in research and technological activities. So these ones are much more oriented to promote the development of the economy in Portugal, of different sector activities. And the second and the third and the fourth one relate more to real estate, but I will be speaking a little bit about the capital transfer, which is one of the lowest entry points at 350k, which is the subscription of participation units of investment funds, meaning venture capital funds. And the one that is the top one, which is 1 million euros transfer to a bank deposit in Portugal, to any bank in Portugal, and then you can basically set up a portfolio with the bank and try to get some good returns through a diversified portfolio and maintain. It's much more flexible and it's more liquid than the other options. Regarding the venture capital funds, this is one of the ways to access the golden visa in Portugal. Um, it allows for the direct family to apply for visas also, and usually you benefit from a low risk investment profile, and we have a number of different private equity funds in terms of investment scope, if I can say that. We have investment private equity funds that also invest in real estate, where you can subscribe the initial participation unit at the beginning for a period that goes from 5 to 7 years, and then you have the options at the end to exit the investment structure with a property, or if you don't want a property, you just exit the investment vehicle with the return that you get throughout the 5 to 7 years. This have an average expected yield of 5%. We also have partnerships with other asset managers that have private equity funds with other scopes than real estate, namely the investment in non-listed Portuguese small and medium-sized companies to promote, startups, to promote the development of the small and medium-sized companies scope of Portugal and the economy. So for this, of course, the minimum capital transfer is 350,000 euros. You have to spend, like I said before, a minimum of 1 week in Portugal. After 5 years, you can apply for the permanent residency and for the Portuguese nationality. As I mentioned also previously, the accounts that we have for the clients are multi-currency accounts. You have there the currencies that, as examples, that we have for the clients. So euros, dollars, renminbis, the British pound, and Hong Kong dollars. We also have online banking and mobile app, so that the client doesn't have to come to Portugal until the real submission of the forms and the application for the golden visa. And as an example, you have on the right side the subscription costs that you have when choosing this way to get the golden visa. So you have 0.15% transaction fee at the entry with a stamp duty. Then you have the custody fee, which is 0.02% quarterly throughout the lifetime of the investment. And then you have at the exit again the 0.15% redemption fee. And that's all. That's really all the costs that you have in choosing this way to apply for a golden visa via the private equity funds option. In terms of the capital transfer of 1 million, the bank has a wealth management area that we feel can service the client with the flexibility that the clients need to apply and invest this 1 million euros account and get the golden visa. We have two main services: the discretionary portfolio management. As you know, this is a service where the client mandates the bank and delegates the responsibility of all the investment decisions. It's once again, I cannot stress this enough. We always aim for the maximum flexibility possible so that the client really gets what it needs, and we really build up the portfolios taking into account the risk profile of the client, the time horizon of the investment, the objectives of the investment, if it's more for retirement, it's for capital appreciation whatsoever. We have a wide range of access in all financial instruments, Once again, we feel that we gain a little bit of an edge having an expertise on the Asian market, and nowadays we see that the diversification is also always a plus, especially in these times of volatility and uncertainty. And of course, we have uh, being in Europe and being under the MiFID II regulations, we feel that the clients feel very safe when they open an account with us and they invest with us. The second service is the investment advisory. The main real difference between the discretionary portfolio management and the investment advisory is that with respect to the discretionary portfolio management, we work for the client. With the investment advisory, we work with the client. So all the main investment decisions are discussed and are done together with the client. But once again, um, you know, trying to get the most profitability possible, always taking into account the risk level of the client and all of the client's objectives. Of course, this investment advisory is a little bit more flexible, and you can also combine, um, different assets. So if the client uh, wants, for example, to to transfer instead of 1 million, he only has half a million. It can transfer, and then into their portfolio, in the investment advisory portfolio, he can buy the 350k venture capital fund, having access to the golden visa this way, and then just investing the other 150k in different asset classes and instruments. And this concludes my presentation. I think that Bosco also has my contacts and can pass on to the participants. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.